on V, which they kind of got crushed by. So, I don't know. Some mixed results on Mirage for Kinguin. It definitely won't be a walk in the park for FlipSid, but if they're going to win a map, it's probably going to be their pick of Mirage.
Yeah, I definitely can't see us, getting to 16-2 territory again like yesterday. I think it's going to be much closer than that. But it looks like we are, Helium, now live into the pistol round between FlipSid Tactics and Team Kinguin. In this best of 3, Cash, it's expected FlipSid have elected CT side for themselves. And Kinguin, the last time we casted them was just a couple days ago, I believe it was, against Melty, if memory serves me correctly on Cash.
Yeah.
They went A pretty much 90% of the time, so nothing too different here from them.
Well, it'll be up to Bondic. He's posted at the truck, and you can see FlipSid heavy towards mid and B, already basically saying to themselves, we're going to have to retake the A site if that's where they go, and, well, that's where they've gone. Bondic didn't find any bullets to any of the Kinguin's members' faces, so it's a 5-on-5 retake. Blade does have a kit, and a few nades here for Markelov, as all the CTs for FlipSid are geared up and ready to go. That's a big nade onto Dennis. That's going to make him strafe out into Bondic's crosshair. Bondic to take the headshot. And now going towards quad. There are 2 people here. Fox will land the first one. Do they know there's 2 yet? They definitely do now. Blade, though, will take them both out. 2-on-2 right now. Scream to... Oh, wow. Flip over and find a second onto Blade. There's a chance there for FlipSid. Well, maybe not even with the time getting low. And Scream just made sure they didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and this is something we discussed as well when we saw Kinguin on Inferno, when they just absolutely decimated Melty. These guys in pistol rounds, man, like they're one of the best teams in the world, I'd say, when it comes to pistol. That's how damn strong their aim actually is. And so you can almost have a pretty cheeky bet towards saying, Kinguin are going to win the vast majority of their pistol rounds. That's going to give them 5 assault rifles into the second round, which is pretty ballsy. We discussed this before, that sometimes having full AKs can definitely come back to haunt you with a Galil thrown in the mix as well. But Kinguin, they're not going to be up against armor. It's going to be straight up pistol upgrades for FlipSid.
Yeah, and actually, interesting to note here, all the pistol upgrades came from Markelov. He bought down to $800, so he bought all 3 of these P250s. Davcost and World Edit staying on P2K and USP respectively. So that's pretty interesting. Obviously, they're going to save a few times so they could get the off on the first rifle round. That's about the only thing I would expect here. And Team Kinguin, I would agree, still a bit crazy to go for all rifles. I think it's insane not to have some SMGs when you are expecting a 5.7 armor, or even just the P250s no armor. The submachines are going to be even better in that case. But we can see Davcost and Blade are already down. Makalele getting shot in the back as he tries to push Z into that counter-terrorist territory, but he will find World Edit. He'll get out there with 10 HP. Dennis to bring down Bondic, and now we've got... Whoa! Dennis with the Galil of all weapons from that range. Markelov down.
It didn't come back to haunt them, the full assault rifle buy-up, but it is a bit precarious, to say the least. Because if a couple of headshots just land there, I mean, Makalele was kind of fortunate to survive. I think he was dropped down to 10 HP, but ate a bunch of bullets. If you get an AK across, things can get messy real quickly. But FlipSid, again, with another eco, I agree with you. I think they're just going to be rushing towards an AWP here in round 3 or 4. In 4, I should say. Sorry, we're on round 3 now. And let's see where they're going to run with that once it comes to fruition. This should be another gimme round for Team Kinguin. They're pushing in with their assault rifles. No one died in that previous round, so got a bunch of grenades to play with as well. It looks like they're going to try for the air execute once more.
And Blade getting pushed back. Does have that P250, so he wanted to stay close, so bait them in for Bondic. Davcost found Rain as well with the USP and Scream through the smoke. Dennis prior to that. That'll make it a 3-on-3, but already I'm a little bit surprised that FlipSid were even able to kill 2 people on this round. But they've done well for themselves. The bomb's still not planted, and Markelov's still in a spot that maybe will perhaps go unchecked, since there are only 3 people up now for the terrorists. It'll be Makalele to find a World Edit, so he's gone for him, and yeah, Dennis will not be caught off guard. He gets Markelov.
So, with those 2 kills, are we going to see a couple of AWPs here, or just the one? I'd expect to see just the one AWP coming in. Yeah, it's going to be on Davcost, and we'll let it with the M4 as well. So this is the first real test, as we mentioned, for FlipSid, up against Kinguin. They are going to be facing off against an AWP themselves, though, in the hands of Makalele, so... Judging by the spawns, Davcost has a pretty perfect one for mid. He's going to be rushing right in, smoking it off, and then just peeking afterwards. But again, I mean, Kinguin is something we discussed last time they played against Melty. They don't like going mid a great deal. They'll maybe try and get an entry towards mid and then exploit that. But so far, they just push right into A. There's an even trade as Blade answers back from the truck. And Kinguin now starting to rotate back towards the mid itself near Warehouse. I think they're going to be looking for that boost.
Yeah, we can see Scream up top. I don't know if Markelov actually spotted that. Scream is barely peeking. Markelov trying to bait out a shot. He might think it's an opper, but it is not. It's just Scream with an AK, which, you know, is kind of comparable to an op because he's probably going to tap you in the head. I don't like this spot. It's like so abused. The fact that you can like stay so hidden behind that wall when the little lip of the roof coming over and the way wall banging is in Go. I don't know. Maybe a problem area, but it won't even net a kill from that position. Babcock's going to hit that op like he was yesterday all day from that truck position. They move out before that smoke goes down, and Blade is there to find a second and a third kill for himself, actually. And this is that A defense that we saw yesterday from FlipSid. Very, very strong. And the one thing to note earlier in the round, and what I was looking for most, was Scream versus Bondic. And Scream was able to come out and just take Bondic out of the A site right at the start of the round. Something that Bondic literally didn't die in A site yesterday. He killed 3 people on almost every single round. And already you can see that Scream was able to outpick him on the first one. But Davcost and Blade stepping up and saving that round for FlipSid.
Yeah, the issue there for Kinguin is all of their grenades were expended towards like Forklift and also to try and draw out the MPK spot as well to the right of Squeaky. None of it was at the back quad, back of the red container. So you just saw FlipSid relocating to the back of the site, waiting for everything to move, and then just, you know, picking off heads left, right, and center. Like, very well played, but Kinguin maybe needed to throw a few deeper grenades to draw out the CT defense. As Davcost still with that AWP is going to be trying to make something happen in mid. You can see Makalele here with the pop flash is going to be looking to come out straight afterwards, but Davcost already pulled away and the smoke was in connector anyway. This does give Kinguin quite a bit of information. They could start to push through mid if they want to, so it gives them options.
So a lot of time has ticked off the clock. Mid control to the terrorists right now. Makalele looking to take his skills towards Checker. Oh, but he's pop flashed world edit peaked, but I think he was distracted from that player. That's going to be Fox over there back in B main. So he wasn't able to find that frag onto Makalele. Now Makalele's going to move in. You'll see that world edit has went to that first box in sight. There's Molotov over here behind the boxes and Checkers, so he knows that's clear without really even having to check it. Do they know that there's a second in sight? Well, now they do, because Ray finds Markelov. Makalele had already seen world edit go to that position, so able to storm into the B site. They avoid Davcost's op, I think very smartly so.
They avoid that pretty slick A defense as well, and maybe this is going to give FlipSid a couple of things to think about here, because if Kinguin realize they're running into a brick wall over and over again on A, they will start to exploit B, they will start to push through A and try and get around the side of Highway and make it more of a 2 or 3 pronged attack, maybe even through CT spawn, as they're trying to save the weapons with FlipSid, but they've just lost Bondic. The last remaining player is Davcost. He has the AWP. He must know that his days could potentially be numbered. That bomb's close to exploding, just needs to survive a few more seconds. He's being pushed from the right-hand side. 3 players in. First frag dropping down.
Oh, nearly a second.
Expecting. Yeah, if he connects up no scope, that's kind of awkward for Kinguin, but they do pick up all the weapons, and that is likely going to force FlipSid onto an eco.
So Davcost does generally play the Z and middle connector initially with that op. He's just he will rotate extremely quickly up to the truck side or even up short to the toxic, where he'll take that op over to the A site. So if B starts to maybe be the problem area, he can always just start his rotation quicker towards B. Although generally you will find yourself just smoked off at the high ground and the low ground there as you try to come through from CT. But we'll see if they can make that adjustment, or if they'll even need to. Maybe that's maybe now. I think it's world edit and Markelov over towards that area. They can maybe just figure out their crossfire a little bit better. And now it's FlipSid. That's how the CT side works. You lose, you're broke, you're saving. Kinguin will, well, should be able to get out to their round. But look at Bondic in here behind them. I didn't even realize. I thought that was just another terrorist going in for the push. But no, that was quite the flank from Bondic. And they've got the man advantage, and Bondic's now picked up an AK.
It's just surprising to me. No one watched Squeaky. No one watched the push around the back, so we got all the way around there. But here we go. The aggression onto the B site once more from Kinguin. It is Bondic, the last remaining player, with the AK-47. No armor, so the aim punch will be real. He starts getting tagged up. That's what we're talking about. He has got 2 frags somehow, battling against the aim punch. Sick. But he's down to 14 HP, so you'd still fancy Makalele to clutch this. Like, one bullet and Bondic's dead.
Oh, Makalele's got the information that he's low. He pulls out the Tech 9. I was going to say, it's got an op. It doesn't matter about the HP, but Makalele's one step ahead of me on that one. He will plant behind that wooden stack. And Bondic now, all he's got to do is hit the shot, but Makalele just has to land one bullet. I'll take it. Very close, though.
Great eco round for FlipSid, all things considered. That pretty much came off the back of Bondic pushing round Squeaky. I think Kinguin are going to have to keep an eye on that in future, especially if they assume that eco's coming in. This does allow FlipSid to get themselves more ops though on the hands of Davcost. They haven't had the economy to support 2 so far, so it hasn't really been an issue for Kinguin. And against Davcost is going to be looking to go upper this time, so already maneuvering themselves into position to fend off B.
Oh my gosh, I was saying he didn't have a very good spawn. Going for that peek is insane, but he still went for it, and he's very lucky that Makalele missed his shot. And now Makalele's just going to run straight into Davcost. I guess he didn't get the memo that Davcost had pushed into Checker after bringing down that first ally of his Rain, and now Davcost just going to fall back. And this guy's insane. He's insane. I know nothing about Davcost, besides the fact that he's insane. I don't know if he's a young player, if he's a new player, if he's on teams previously, but this guy's the real deal.
Yeah, watch this space for sure. Has filled in pretty big shoes, and so far so good for him, but his team are still 5-1 behind and still have to close this round out. It's a 4-on-2, but Kinguin have plenty of time to play with, and they're getting up highway. Smoke down there for Dennis, he's taking point for his team. Scream behind him with that bomb. Gonna be pushing through with the pop flash. This is beautifully played. They line up for him, and he gets 2. And suddenly it's a 2-on-2, and this bomb is right for the taking. Kinguin should not have won this round, and now all the advantages are in their favor.
Oh my gosh, Dennis. The world at it now. Don't see him mopping too much in the last couple days, but of course he's still going to be very, very skilled at it. He'll blame that first shot. Now it is just Dennis. Will they line up for him again? No. It'll be Markelov. Well, to be flashed. Does he have a kit? He does not have a kit, and that's going to be a problem. Planted for A main. He knows that Dennis is there. Dennis apparently not aware that Markelov does not have a kit, but it doesn't matter. He peeks out and right away and hits his shot. It'll be 6 rounds to the 1.
Beautifully played by Kinguin, but you know, CTs in that kind of situation, you're expecting at least one guy to be on quad because you can cover both main and highway. I feel like it would have been a better spot, but hey, hindsight's towards 2020 when you're in the casting chair.
The funny thing is, Dennis probably didn't even see that second guy.
Yeah.
I bet he looked up at the kill feed like, wait, what? I got 2 people? All right.
2 for the price of 1,
Guys,
I'll take it.
A is clear. I did it. So, some aggression towards B here with the P250s. That's all they've got to work with on the flip side.
Another eco as well for FlipSid. They've just not been able to get any kind of economy rolling here. Markelov, the back of Checkered, has tapped across a couple of times, but he was heavily flashed, couldn't see really anything. And it's all on that man Bondic once more, who did get the 1 frag for the CTs in this round, but still they find themselves in the same fate, and that's losing. Kinguin already 7-1 ahead. Still plenty rounds on their T side, and they're looking like they've come out swinging today.
Yeah. Who was that in Checker? Was it Markelov or World Edit?
Markelov, yeah.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate that that flash was still decided to have been thrown by Kinguin, because he might have killed 2 people right there, but as soon as he peeked out, that flash went off in between his eyeballs. And he could see nothing, and then was cleaned up after that. But into another rifle, and this one's a bit better than the last time. Still, there are no kits on anyone here for FlipSid, probably because they are going for this off. That's going to be a bit more taxing on your CT wallet. But Davcost with the off, we've seen what he can do. It's probably well worth it. And here comes the set A smokes. Going to telegraph this A push if that's what they want to do. That'll allow Bondic to go for this smoke. He's been throwing that smoke and pushing through it as Terrace have been running out. That's what he was doing yesterday. It was pretty hilarious. And a nice flash from his teammate to support Bondic. Doesn't reload. Real men don't reload. They just pick up AKs. He finds 3, and that turns into a 3-on-2 in favor of FlipSid. Only 1 man on the site. That's Davcost, and Makalele's got him beat. So 2-on-2 now.
Again, it's these same kind of situations that FlipSid are letting slip through their fingers. And they could end up paying once more. This one's not going to get planted. The grenade chunk spots. It's now Makalele. He thinks it's a play on highway. It's not correct. Well, then it has already pushed red container and picks him up for their 2nd round on the board. FlipSid need to keep this going forward. Did they pick up the op? They did. So that'll be straight across the Davcost once more. But their economy, even though they've won that round, it's still not great.
No, it is not. They'll need another one, and they'll need to survive with more than 2 people on the side of FlipSid. And I thought that one was going to be just a pure domination round after the way that Bondic started it off. He had a great, saw the smokes coming over, so he smoked a main. Great pop flash from, I will assume, Davcost or Blade in this case. Really, really helping him out, allowing him to get those 2 and then a 3rd kill when he picked up the AK. But it's just another rifle round. Team Kinguin not quite as well funded on this one either, though. They do not have as many grenades. They actually just missed that Molotov on the sandbags. And now they have only 2 Molotovs, 2 smokes. But it is Kinguin and they do have AKs, so you've always got to be very cautious.
Yeah, they've still got that aim in their back pocket to pull out whenever they want. And they've also got a lot of information and a lot of real estate through mid. Makalele's already here. He knows no one's behind sandbags. He's been checking this spot for a while now. So he's in a very aggressive position. And even though they still only have 2 Molotovs, it could be more than enough to work with if they can get that opening pit. You can see the bomb now moving, scurrying towards the B side. 2 players from FlipSid are here. It's World Edit and also Markelov. It's going to be a rough ask from Kinguin, though. I'm expecting to see those Molotovs thrown through the window and towards the back of the site, but here we go, the push in.
Well, they've got a very strong lurking position for Makalele, but he decides to go for an aggressive peek first. I feel like he just definitely should have waited there. He should have waited for this B offensive and caught a rotator. That was a spot that probably would go unchecked. And now things are just falling apart, though, as FlipSid had a great setup over on that B site. And I think, killing that lurker over towards highway tells you everything. You know that it's going to be a B take without even seeing players at B.
Which is why I think we didn't see the 2 Molotovs landing on the site. They just went for the fast push to try and catch the CTs off guard. If Makalele gets a frag there, I think we see both Molotovs fly through the upper window onto the site on B to draw out the CTs to defensive positions. And then maybe Kinguin can get the upper hand. But you saw them push in there, and I think they died with the Molotov still in their hands. So that's kind of unfortunate. But FlipSid, for the first time, now you're in the upper hand kind of situation here in round 11. They're against an eco'd up Kinguin.
Oh, Bondic trying to get those eco frags. Or is he? He's very, very flashed. He'll get actually just the 1, as Blade is the person doing all the work here from the low ground. He pulls out his USP, and there it is. They'll just finish off those pistol-wielding terrorists with the pistols of their own. The FlipSid making a bit of a stand here. 3 rounds in a row now. Still making a half of it, and the half itself is still up for grabs, as no one has won it quite yet.
Yeah, when you look at the kill spread as well, it's almost identical, honestly. There's a couple differences towards the bottom, but there's a 3-round deficit. And you can see that Kinguin not that far ahead in terms of frags, so it really shows you how close this has been. In another day, maybe FlipSid would be 7-4 ahead. But here we go, round 12, AKs once more for Kinguin, and looking for that boost.
They made that boost look a bit harder than it maybe should have to get 2 people up there. Oh, Davcost saw the shoulder, got flash, took the shot, and was just barely off the mark. So it'll remain 5-on-5 as Kinguin are vying for that mid control right now. Blade at sandbags. There have been in previous rounds tons of Molotovs to clear this area off. This time the terrorists underfunded. Rain, though, is ready for this and spotting. Flash will go out. That was actually a terrorist flash that blinds them both. Makalele just goes over the top. And he'll find Blade.
Good opening pick again. Gives full control through mid to Team Kinguin. They really do excel on this normally. Makalele had a bit of a rough situation last time, but he's pushed through and gets headshot again. Well, then he pulls down the trigger. Gets 2 frags out of a really precarious situation, but now Markelov has to go for that pop flash. He peeks out. He's got good cover from Davcost. And somehow the CTs are just about clawing on. But now the T's say, no thank you. Get themselves 2 frags. And it's all on Bondic. He's just dropped down. Stops that bomb plant. More importantly, maybe drops the bomb, and now it puts all the pressure on Fox's shoulders in this 1v1.
Yeah, that plant position was just too risky. Should have went right behind the box that we see Bondic looking at right now instead of trying to get the better plant. Both of them were in the site anyway, so it doesn't even matter where you plant in that situation, but he plants with him open to checker, or the vents specifically, and Bondic makes him pay for it. He wins that 1v2. Very nicely done.
I agree. Just plant behind the boxes, one of the standard spots. You're definitely safe. You're definitely not going to get killed. So there's a bit of a mistake there from Kinguin, and they have paid the ultimate price by losing the round. And again, they're back onto pistols with armor this time around, and it's 4 rounds in a row to FlipSid. So from a 7-1 deficit to suddenly 7-5, and a very winnable half still for them.
Yeah, even if 6 is the last round that FlipSid get, it's capped. That's pretty decent, especially going up against a team like Kinguin. But obviously, from what we've seen from FlipSid, they will get 6. They've already killed Makalele. They already killed up with the pistols. Maybe Rain could have made a dent there if he found that one dig, but Blade will silence him. There is a chance that FlipSid can still get the majority of the rounds in this first half if they keep up this performance. And, well, I mean, I'm not too surprised. FlipSid were looking like monsters yesterday on their CT cash, and it turns out it wasn't just a fluke. Davkov and Bondic are playing out of their mind.
Yeah, Bondic has been doing some really interesting like pushes and just catching Kinguin off guard. You know, in that eco, we saw him push all the way around the back and ended up ecoing out Kinguin. You've seen him do similar things to Rain as well. So this guy is a slippery player to play off against. A Negev buy for Rain, that has to be a fat finger. That has to be a mistake because now that stops him, or the M249 I should say, it stops him from getting Kevlar and grenades. That actually doesn't seem like too significant, but that could be huge.
Well, round 14. Once again, going very heavy towards A. 3 people here initially, and it'll just be Blade that slides back and forth. So not really going for mid control too often on the CT side of things. Besides some rounds, Davkov will try to get a pick over the boost, and occasionally we'll see Blade play sandbag. But other than that, they usually give it up to Kinguin. And even with it, Kinguin has still been struggling. And I don't know, everyone's probably noticed this, but I'm just figuring it out. Rain has a Negev.
Yep. Yeah, as I say, I think he just mistakenly bought this. It's something I do as well. It happens to everybody, but it stops him from having Kevlar or grenades, which is pretty big.
Do you use the menu?
Yeah, I just use my like B43, B42,
okay.
Whatever.
I have everything bound to numpad, arrow keys, and like some other F keys, so I can buy everything by just pressing keys.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's what happened to Rain. I mean, maybe he just went for the Negev with his next level tactics, but not really paying off for Kinguin just yet. Besides
the move speed, it's not a bad gun. Like, the Negev is pretty legit, but you are really slow with it, and it is insanely expensive. World Edit not going to be able to hold on to the B site as Kinguin just forced themselves onto it, and it looks like he might be all right. Rain, who apparently wanted to rain down the bullets with the Negev, will likely stay alive with this gun, or will he? Davkov coming in from upper, going to take the head of Fox off with that AWP. Got some flashes, that'll allow Blade to make his way in, and oh, in generator there is Dennis, and it will come to the one-on-one. Molotov check to just make sure no one's behind that wall. Blade trying to move in here. He does have a kit, but he's got 16 HP up against the catch. Yeah, and the heavy machine gun, the LM, oh no, I guess it's just a light machine gun. The LMG will win out. I hate to see what a heavy machine gun is. Holy crap!
You just like move 1 centimeter every hour.
Yeah, it's like the what are the ones that spin around, like in Wolfenstein and like even Call of Duty and stuff.
Well, like chain gun, minigun type thing.
Yeah, minigun.
That'd be ridiculous.
That'd be awesome.
Gabe him, please.
16K. That's how much it costs.
Yeah, the full inventory, and you move
full
like...
wall bang just anywhere through the map. I'm down. That's what CS:GO needs.
But Kinguin need this last round to secure themselves a pretty decent half, but it's Davkov and Blade who open things up for the CTs. Nice flashbang and frag back from Makalele, and again, FlipSid are able to lock it down. Markelov with 2, Bondic seals the deal 8-7. And I would say, you know, all things considered, FlipSid are going to be very happy with that half when they're 7-1 behind at one stage.
Yeah, definitely very happy with that half. They rallied, like you just said. They were back 7-1, and then in round 9, they kind of figured it out. It was like it took them a while with, you know, it's very hard losing all of those rounds as a CT team because you always want to like, all right, we have enough to buy. Let's just go for it. Maybe we can win this round. And then even if you win, like you're still broken. We saw that a couple times initially when they started winning, and it wasn't until I guess like round 11 where they had finally built up that economy. But once they did, they had their setups pretty much on lockdown, and now we get to flip the script and see what FlipSid is all about on the terrorist side. And of course, if Team Kinguin can hold on, and let's see what they do for the pistol round. FlipSid on their CT pistol, we saw them towards middle, towards B, and very willing to go for the retake onto the A site, so more of a passive setup, which is pretty common, but also very common is pushing people through B, looking for early information. So let's see what Kinguin wants to do.
It'd be interesting to see how FlipSid actually approach this as well, Helium, because we talked before about their versatility. Ooh, Dennis with the first frag. We talked about their versatility with AWPs. It's not really as viable to run with 2 or 3 AWPs on the T side.
Nah, slows it down way too much.
Yeah, so FlipSid maybe gonna have to go more for that entry fragging style. They have lost the first player here in the pistol. They're going to be throwing over the smokes towards A. Let's see how this execute comes to fruition.
And that's the smoke that will block off the fence quad player, and it doubles down so that you can also plant in it for A main. So that smoke is really nice, but I mean, Makalele knows exactly what that smoke is doing, and he just pushes right in through it, and he will find one frag. But now they've got to move in and deal with Rain, who will find one from quad. But now caught on the reload. He just, yeah. Oh, but Bondic from the other side with the Tech 9 will now fall to Dennis.
Yeah, good hold by Kinguin. Stopping that plant, stopping that round. And I can see FlipSid. I mean, will they go for a force? I'm not entirely sure. It's possible. Yeah, they're going to go for the force with a few smokes thrown in for good measure. P250 on Markolov. Tech 9 on Bondic. And with these two smokes, they definitely could try and... Oh, they got 4 smokes now, just at the end. So they could try another A push here. And just rinse and repeat. But Kinguin, with the weapons that they have, they've got 2 SMGs and 3 assault rifles. You'd expect them to fend off this push.
Let's see, how many smokes are there on the CT side? There's actually not a lot. Scream is the only other one with the smoke, and Scream is playing over towards B. So seeing the smoke down in A main, as it has been spotted by World Edit, we are going to see now everything. The telegraphed A smoke setup, try to get that bomb down, and, well, try to hold on and win the round, as they have gone for the armor and pistols behind this. But a nice top flash from Makalele with that disgustingly hideous MP7. And Markolov going to go in and think about completely blind. Bond is going to get the opener on Terrain, so hitting the entry. Scream and Dennis are trying to bring it back. They're leaving it to a 3-on-3, but World Edit still getting frags, and Markolov, having picked up that MP7, finds another 2-on-1 right now, trying to get to A main, as that's what they've planted for, but that was a bit of a risk. Allows Fox to land an easy shot. He's just got to get one more, but he can't! Tech 9, actually better than the M4. Why?
Gaben!
Why?
But FlipSid, what a fantastic round for them. I will say Kinguin didn't play that perfectly. They didn't have great crossfire down. They weren't spraying through the smoke. They didn't have any HEs either, which was pretty significant, because I think with HEs they'd have been stacking them towards main and done a lot of damage to FlipSid.
They had no nades on the CT side.
Exactly. And you called as well, they had minimal smokes. So across the board there, they were bare bones because they went for the extra assault rifles. And now you can see what that means. FlipSid have a fully stacked assault rifle buy-up against Kinguin, who have gone for the force, including a Deagle. Well, 2 Deagles, 2 5.7s on a P250, so they're trying to break this economy before it can get rolling from FlipSid. They have the first frag as well from Scream.
And the counter boost, Rain's going to be able to catch World Edit. Nicely done from him, getting that headshot, and then an easy onto the body of World Edit. So 5-on-3. The CTs haven't quite got any of their guns yet. Bondic is still trying to bring this back. He knows, well, he knows where Rain was. He probably is not actually expecting Rain to have stayed in the same spot. And Rain, oh my gosh! I love it. He will go down to a nice spray of Bondic, but Rain, you know, pulling out the silver strats. I'm going to kill a guy and then just not move. And that will definitely catch high-level players off guard.
Exactly. You just don't expect it, you know, because you're used to a certain play style that some of the players have for you. Now Blade just charges in. Fox did dink Bondic, I think, down to 17. It's going to be all she wrote for him in this round. Bomb is being planted. No utility at all from Kinguin. No defuse kits. This is going to have to be raw entry fragging onto this site now to try and reclaim what was theirs at the start. Bondic on 17 is the player in checker, so if Makalele can just get a shot anywhere on his body, that is going to be a dead player. Scream comes in, and Dennis as well. And now it's all on the heavy tagged up Bondic, and he can't do anything. The defuse will come in, and Kinguin somehow hold on to this 18th round.
Makalele is like, I helped. I was in vents if I was needed. Didn't have to do a single thing. Dennis and Scream landing all those shots. Scream in particular, and Rain also giving them a big opening as he got that 1 kill up over the counter boost. Scream finds 3 there, and that was, I mean, that was a very important round for FlipSid. That would have tied it up 9-9. Instead, Kinguin start pushing this lead. They're up by 2 right now. Probably going to be up by 3 after this one. FlipSid not going to be too crazy with it. They could maybe have gone for a force here to try to again shatter that money of the CTs, but I think they realized the chances of that working again now that the CTs have incendiaries and smoke grenades so that they can react to any of those, you know, set takes towards A. It wasn't going to work. So they go right back into those pistols, and it'll be round 20 to be the next rifle round. As Fox already finding Davkos. They're pushing through B, Kinguin.
You expect them to pick this up again, but we've already seen how strong pistols can be, albeit with Kevlar, which does give you a nice little boost. potential. But you can see Kinguin, another day at the office for them. A cheeky frag as the doors closed in the face of Markelov, and his life is ended. And Kinguin do take that 3-round lead back again. But flip side, I'm going to have a decent buy up now. Interesting enough, Davkos did have enough for an AWP there. He had over $5,000. He could have got an AWP with Kevlar and a couple grenades, but he chooses for the assault rifle instead. So I think that may tell you something about their tactics of trying to smoke and then blitzkrieg onto a site.
All right, well, here we go. Still not an amazing round for FlipSid, as they are going to have a Galil world edit, suicide mission, no head armor up against A1S's. And more B aggression coming out from Fox and Scream, Pop Flash, and both of them just going out there looking to find those trades, and that'll work out. Fox is the only one to go down. Davkos and Blade have both been finished off. So 4-on-3 for Kinguin. That bomb's down. I think, okay, it is under terrorist control. So C2s don't know about that yet. So this will be very, very tough for FlipSid to crawl back into this round.
Very surprising to me as well, because it's like they were setting up for the fake, like they're going to smoke over to A with a couple smokes and then push B. But that aggression play, I think it was from Scream, who got the first frag, pushing through B, pretty much shut down that tactic. And as I said, they didn't pick up the AWP because I think they wanted to try and fake off this. Didn't work, and now they're in all sorts of trouble with 44 seconds to play with. They have got all 3 players congregating around mid, although now Bondik is on that boost. But all Kinguin really have to do here is just lock their positions. They're pretty much set up perfectly.
Bondik really hoping that someone's going to be in that vent or be boosted through it on their rotation, as the rest of FlipSid here, Markelov, World Edit, trying to go ahead and get those rotators to come over. And they're splitting. It's a 2-1 split onto the A site here for FlipSid. Dennis, though, at forklift. Might be shutting it down, and yeah, he's going to find that both. Bondik, though, from the side and able to get in to the site. Doesn't have the bomb yet. He's going to go back to forklift to get it. He will find an opening onto Scream. It'll bring it to the 1v1, but he runs out of time and then dies afterwards.
Oh, brutal. Adding salt to the wounds. You can see now $700 ripping pepperoni's economy. It was nice knowing you. That is painful. Yeah, they just pulled out onto A with way too few seconds remaining, like 12 seconds, and from that kind of scenario, if the CTs, as I said, if they just lock down their positions, are in great form here to just fend off the push, and that's exactly what ends up happening. And now Kinguin have 4 rounds advantage with FlipSid on an eco, and you're expecting them to extend this further.
Yes, you are. Although we have seen some pretty good efforts on the full eco rounds from both of these teams. Makalele getting up under the, I don't know what to call that, second toxic or whatever, outside of A main, spamming them through that smoke. Getting, I think it did actually land a bit of damage onto Bondik and Markelov. Either that or a nade came into that smoke as well. That smoke is gone now. They've made a ton of noise in here, but it's not really like it's misdirection. Everyone is actually up towards A main, and Rain's going to start bringing him down. Makalele there as well. Rain to maybe find another. He did get dinked. I don't think he wanted to go for that peek, so he'll let Makalele be the star on this round, find that double kill. Davkos has got his way up and has actually picked up the M4A1S from Dennis, the man that Blade brought down. Scream is very aware of what's going on, though. So he'll rotate out of B to cut off Davkos. So the A flank has been watched. Davkos and Blade now trying to go for the split up short and A main. But that's going to be tough. It's still 2-on-2 in this site. Oh, actually, Makalele trying to make a play, jumping over onto that shed. Davkos is going to gun him down. Rain will hit his shot on 4 HP, mind you, and he gets them both.
I'm a little surprised here that FlipSid on their ecos, where you're really not expecting to trade out a team like Kinguin with the sick aim that they're bringing to the table. I'd always like to see them just try and force through mid, force onto a site. All 5 of them, all guns blazing, with P250s or Tech 9s. Like, I feel I got a much better chance of getting rounds that way. Although, that being said, not a bad eco. They picked up 2 rifles, took 2 players down, so not too terrible. But now you can see the Kinguin have 2 AWPs on their side. Fox quickly pushing onto B. As I said before, you can have 2 AWPs on this map, 1 watching B, 1 mid. Typically, that's what a lot of teams will do. And Kinguin in good shape, especially after picking up that first frag onto Blade.
Yeah, so we actually see, I mean, Fox was the opper, now it's back to Makalele, but they're versatile enough, these 2 players, and they're both so skilled with the op that in any game they'll throw it back and forth, and when they run the double op setup, of course, it's going to be both of them doing that here. round 22 on cash. And that's starting to get pretty scary. Makalele taking his towards A, and Fox over towards B. So kind of running a 1-3-1 setup. Well, really, I guess 2 towards A as Rain's pushing A main. But I do like the 2 ops anchoring either of the bomb sites on cash. And Makalele continuing to be that anchor. He's going to find World Edit, Dennis to bring down Davkos. Suddenly it's only 2 members for FlipSid up. Having a bit of a battle trying to get it through A main. They will find Rain. Still got a lot of work to do and not too much time to do it. And what a pop flash Scream! I don't know, man. Too easy for Scream.
Pretty sickening when you think you've got a player on screen that can just literally burst in, turn on God mode, and wreck players left, right, and center. That was a fantastic time flash, though. Really, really solid flash. Completely wrecked both FlipSid players. Couldn't see a single thing. 14-8. I think this is just slipping away, Helium. I can't see FlipSid getting back into this map now.
Yeah, probably not. I think it's very tough to get those entries against players of the caliber of Kinguin, just locking it down. I mean, it was hard enough for Kinguin to get the FlipSid. Now, FlipSid to do it against Kinguin, proving to be even more difficult for them. Especially, we never saw the double op set up from FlipSid. And, well, actually, FlipSid, here they are doing a decent bit of damage. They've got the man advantage, but it's a shaky one. Bondic and World Edit, basically, both of them on 10 HP. We'll make it the average, 11 HP. So that's going to be tough for them. And Dennis, another attempt at a pop flash, and that's something I've really noticed. When they've got 2 people in a site, Kinguin are very, very good at going for like a pop flash to clear something out. So good communication between the few surviving members, but that one wasn't very successful. And FlipSid are actually able to take that one away.
Yeah, Fox will be kicking himself. We didn't get that frag. Ended up legging with the AWP instead of the outright kill. But you can see that Kinguin have more than enough funds to bounce back with a buy. Probably not with 2 AWPs again. I think it's just going to be the one, yeah, which will be dropped across to Fox, which would suggest to me, again, they want to run the 1 defense player on B with the AWP. But no, they're switching it up here. I thought for a second they were going to switch up with 3 mid and then 2 on B, but that's not the case now. 1 mid, 2 B, 2 A with the AWP in Fox's hands.
Well, still a chance for FlipSid to get back into this. We both think it'll be very difficult for them, but Team Kinguin is not yet on match point, so FlipSid are still playing for the win here, so they can use that maybe as some motivation. Maybe Davkos just turning into the CT opper, because we do see World Edit now with an op. They are on the T side, and he will bring down Fox, but Rain also finding a Markelov, so 4-on-4 right now. And Bondic trying to, he knows that Rain pushed Squeaky, he was trying to get him as he was going for the exit. Doesn't successfully land a bit of damage, but Rain now able to retreat out. Makalele also in there. Makalele is very, very pinched. His exit has been covered, and now he's being pushed from the other side. Bondic will fall in A main. Makalele was just able to step out and pre-fire that one. So 4-on-3 now. World Edit down to 3 HP as well. Looks like, are they trying to go for the mid control and split it into B? Because World Edit is in the back of B main. Maybe that's going to be their option, or just try to find another kill here. Moving up over that garage awning. Davkos able to find a frag onto Dennis. Didn't even take very much damage either, and that will give them the mid control. They just wanted to get the kill first, so nicely done. Now they've got a split 3-on-1 over here at the B site. It's just Scream, though. If there's anyone who wanted to be here, it's Scream, and he'll find 2 before he burns alive. And now World Edit left in the 1v2. Again on 3 HP in 3 seconds. No chance, and Rain to take him down after the time. The second time a FlipSid player has died after time.
Yeah, which again puts them on to just no economy at all. It's probably Tech 9 Force Spy here to try and fend off the first map going into Kinguin's hands. And that tactic there, I mean, they did turn it around towards the end and try and push on B, as you mentioned, but I think a lot of that hinged off Bondic staying alive in A main and being like a thorn in their side while they pushed through Squeaky. As soon as he died, like, the tactic completely was pulled from under their feet. So now FlipSid into desperation mode. This is where I'd like to see them just push together. Again, they're going to get out-aimed if they go one-on-one with Kinguin, especially when you consider that there's an open 4M4s in their hand. Maybe we're going to see some slick strats coming into play. The fact that Davkos has his first frag onto Fox has been a bit of a weakness, I've got to say, on this B side. He's looking for a second kill. Scream is there, pulls up the AWP, he can land his shots. Every chance at FlipSid breaking through. That's not the case. A bit of a misplay, I'd have to say, from FlipSid, though. Davkos was doing so much work there. They should really have pushed out onto A. They must have known that Team Kinguin may have over-rotated. And in doing so, now they've potentially missed their opportunity.
All right, Makalele anchoring that A side. He's been pretty good at it so far. We'll drop that Molotov, stopping people coming out from Squeaky. Oh, he misses it! That was nearly a 2-for-1 opportunity. That Molotov does not force him out of this quad position. He might not have to do anything. The Rain just keeps getting these kills. He's in a bit of trouble now as Blade flicking through 5 bullets left. Now he's going to run out, and Rain with a big 4K flipping over to get Blade, but Blade is actually completely out of ammo as he had missed those shots. That'll be it. 16-9 here. Team Kinguin taking away cash as to be expected, but that first half was back and forth, and I'm sure it had a lot of people wondering if FlipSid weren't going to strike in that second half and win it.
And for me, the frustrating thing about FlipSid there is they've got good foundations on cash. I just feel that indecision was really their downfall. On another day, if they're more decisive, push together as a unit, you know, try to catch Kinguin in transition on CT side, which is really what you have to do on the T side, they could have won a bunch more rounds and maybe even took that map. So maybe go back to the drawing board. There are things they can work on and maybe things that are quite easily fixable. But now going over to Mirage, this is the map that we did highlight that FlipSid would have to win. We both felt that Kinguin should have cash in the bag. This is where FlipSid have to shine, or they're out of this best of 3.
Yeah, so map 2 coming up, Mirage, as I think you just stated there. We'll get there in a bit, but before we do, I just want to once again go through the announcements. So we got CEVO Season 8. Obviously, these are the placements for the Pro League portion of it, but for you, yourself, as a viewer, you want to play competitively as if you haven't before. It is so much more fun to play on a team with your friends, or even just random people that you found over Reddit or a forum or what have you. But you can sign up. We've got 4 free divisions and a bunch of premium skill divisions that you do have to pay to enter, but it's well worth the price. You're going to have premium game servers, ability to download your demos, tons of prize money in those divisions as well, over $175,000 throughout all of the divisions. And of course, the Pro League Land Finals at MLG Arena in Columbus and November 6th through 8th. So register now, CEVO.com/season8. And you do have early bird discounts for your sign up available until August 22nd. And of course, the second call to action, become a part of the CEVO TV Productions staff. People like myself, Metuz over here as well. He got in when it was more difficult. This job portal didn't exist for him. He was a go-getter, but you can go to CEVO.com/jobs, look for open positions. Notably, we're looking for producers like Alex here, who's helping out running the production, in-game cameramen like Scott or Hurricane doing the camera for this, broadcast talent like myself and Metuz, not that I'm very talented, and of course, video editors for clips of the week or frag videos or whatever. Tons of videos to edit as we took so much video at the LAN. Now we need someone to edit it. So if that's you, CEVO.com/jobs, and we'll get into map 2 Mirage in just a bit. And I guess one more thing. Myself, Helium, and Metuz. You can follow us on Twitter at HeliumBrella, at MetuzTV. Let us know what you think of our casting. And we'll be back with Mirage, so stay tuned.